In the lead up to GoFest 2025, we'll be seeing a week of Regis in Pokemon Go, but what's real special is that Regigigas, Regidrago, and Regieleki will all finally be receiving their signature moves. How good are these new attacks though? Well, spoiler, they're some of the most insane moves we've ever seen in Go, so let's take a look. Welcome back everyone. Normally I'd be quite sick of the Regis by now, but with the introduction of Crush Grip, Dragon Energy, and Thunder Cage for the 3 newer Regis, things are a lot more exciting. Starting off with Regigigas and Crush Grip, the King of the Giants has often been a bit of a joke in Pokemon Go. Adapting its slow start ability to Go meant giving it slow, abysmal fast moves with Hidden Power and Zen Headbutt, along with expensive charged moves. Unfortunately in PvP, Crush Grip won't do much to fix that. The move is very strong at 110 power for 50 energy, making it the cheapest move in its arsenal, but 50 energy with awful fast moves really isn't enough. You can try using Regigigas in the Master League, but you likely won't see much success. In raids though, it's a bit of a different story. Now obviously, Crush Grip is a normal type charged attack, so it'll never be super effective. However, Crush Grip is now the new strongest move in the game for raids. Regigigas would previously use Giga Impact, which is still a good attack, being 200 power for 100 energy, but the move had an incredibly slow 4.5 second duration. Crush Grip, on the other hand, is 210 power for 100 energy, but with a much quicker 1.8 second duration. This is a little odd though, seeing that Niantic switched over to half-second intervals for raid attacks this year, but we'll roll with it. Now while it is extremely powerful, we're still looking at Regigigas as a normal type, who doesn't even have a stab fast move, but Regigigas isn't useless. In terms of generalists, Regigigas is up there, especially in its shadow form. It'll obviously depend on which hidden power type your Regigigas is, but it will likely be a top counter to certain Pokemon, just through sheer neutral damage. Does that mean Regigigas is super useful now? Maybe not, as I don't know if I'd recommend it over other top choices for each type, but if you want to have some fun with it, I'd say it's definitely usable. But next let's move over to Regidrago, who is not only getting its signature move Dragon Energy, but also a Dragon Fast move at last in the form of Dragon Breath. It is worth noting that both of these moves will be exclusive though, requiring Elite TMs if you have existing Regidrago, or you can just get them through raids this week. In PvP though, Dragon Energy will have some strong stats at 100 power for 45 energy, making it a clone of Frenzy Plant, which is a pretty incredible attack. Now as for Regidrago's best moveset, that's where things get a bit tricky, because it really lacks coverage. The moveset I'd recommend is Dragon Breath, Dragon Energy, and Breaking Swipe, but that obviously means it would get walled by anything that resists Dragon, so most Steel and Fairy types would demolish it. There is Hyper Beam, but it's pretty expensive, and that move would take too long for Regidrago to charge up to. I'd say just use teammates who can cover its Fairy and Steel weaknesses. Pokemon like Talonflame, Skeledirge, Tinkaton, and more are all pretty good options. It's mainly an Ultra League Pokemon, but if you can trade to get one with low enough IVs, or if a research level Regidrago is made available, it will be usable in the Great League too. And I think it would be a phenomenal choice for the Retro Cup, where Fairy and Steel wouldn't be present. As we move over to the rating side of things, Dragon Energy makes for another absurdly strong move. It's the strongest Dragon type move for raids as well, ahead of the previous best move, Roar of Time. And it's easy to see why. Most 2-bar moves over 100 power are at least decent, but 155 power? That's crazy strong. Ahead of even Dragon Ascent's 140 power, and for its duration, it's 3.3 seconds. And while slow, it is still okay when the move has such a high power as a 2-bar move. Though again, it is odd that it's 3.3 seconds and not on the half-second intervals Niantic standardized last year. But is Regidrago any good as a Dragon attacker? It most certainly is. It sits at number 13 for Dragon attackers, being the best non-Mega and non-Shadow Dragon attacker besides Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia with their signature moves, but ahead of all the non-Shadow pseudo-legendary dragons, and even Rayquaza is pretty insane. And the insanity continues if you utilize Party Play. Two-person party play generally favors one-bar charged moves like Draco Meteor or the Origin Form signature moves, but Regidrago does move up a little. Three-person party play has Regidrago moving up even more, and in a four-person party, it takes it to the number 2 spot of any dragon attacker, only under Mega Rayquaza. That's pretty insane that a dragon attacker with only 202 attack can overthrow dragons with close to 300 attack, but here we are. It goes to show how strong dragon energy is as a move. But lastly, we move over to Regieleki, who in PvP is off to a really bad start, with bulk barely above Gengar. That's hard to come back from. Thunder Cage is a great move in PvP, costing 40 energy for 60 power and a guaranteed defense debuff to the opponent. It's essentially Thunder Punch plus an added debuff. Also, because Regieleki has Lock-On as a fast move, it can charge up to Thunder Cage in just 8 Lock-Ons, which is pretty insane. But like Regidrago, it's really lacking coverage moves, with its other charged move choices being other electric moves or Hyper Beam, again. Overall, its best moveset would be either Lock-On or Thunder Shock alongside Thunder Cage and Thunder. The two fast moves are both good, and while I prefer Lock-On for max spamminess, Thunder Shock does still provide a little extra damage. Like Regidrago, you'd want to pair it with something to deal with its counters, Ground, and also Dragon and Grass, so maybe try an Ice type? Honestly, if you just wanted to try it out, you could use it without a second charged move and just run Thunder Cage. Thunder is mostly just there because it's the next cheapest move, and it deals a little bit better damage, but you may not even reach it. But unlike Regidrago, who has solid bulk, Regieleki's glassiness really lets it down here. Even the spammy debuffing Thunder Cage really isn't enough to help it see success. However, in raids, that's a different story. Here, Thunder Cage is another super powerful move, taking the top spot as the best electric type charged attack for raids. 220 power for 100 energy with a 3.3 second duration is crazy good, just behind the likes of Sunsteel Strike and Moongeist Beam. Regieleki previously saw little use as an attacker, with only a decent attack stat at 250 and really glassy, even more so than Xurkitree. But that changes with Thunder Cage. With the moveset of Lock-On alongside Thunder Cage, Regieleki takes the top electric attacking spot only under Shadow Raikou. You may be wondering, why Lock-On and not Thunder Shock? Well, Lock-On generates better energy, and with Thunder Cage being 100 energy and Regieleki having little bulk, it's important for it to be able to get to that charged move as soon as possible. Plus, with Thunder Cage being its biggest source of power, it's worth sacrificing a little fast move damage to make sure Regieleki can fire Thunder Cages as soon as possible. And in any form of party play, where Regieleki can double its 220 power moves damage, it comfortably takes the top spot for electric attacking. Although, I do want to acknowledge Regieleki's awful bulk, being lower than Xurkitree, so while it does have a high ceiling as an attacker, it can easily get taken down by a raid boss's own moves, so I'm not really sure I'd suggest a whole team of Regieleki necessarily. In practice, having things like Zekrom or Raikou would definitely be beneficial on your team. Overall, these 3 new moves are all incredible for raids, must-haves I'd say, but on the PvP side of things, Regidrago is really the only one I'd pursue, and even then, its lack of coverage could give you mixed results. If you're wondering about which I'd prioritize, I'd say Regieleki is easily the top choice with its electric attacking dominance, with Regidrago as a close second, being solid in PvP and a good dragon attacker. Regigigas is skippable. It can be usable in raids, but it's not really something I'd chase. What are your thoughts though on these Regis and their new signature moves? Are you going to go after any? Let us know down in the comments below. With all the new moves we've been getting the past year and a half, it seems like power creep for raids is in full swing. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see Core Enforcer Zygarde top the charts, or others like Bolt Strike Zekrom or Collision Course Koraidon eventually. But if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be analyzing future heavy hitters who arrive, whether it's in PvP, raids, or both. Until then though, thank you so much for watching, and best of luck raiding the Regis, and with GoFest next weekend.